They've done the first 4 minutes of the second half as they are attacking the glass off the dribble. Done a really good job of not settling for contested threes.
Thompson's got 19 points. He is 9 of 13 from the field. And SMU trying to counter here with Oquendo, who is still yet to miss in this game. At the top, it's a three. It's Edwards. Yeah, it's not necessarily as easy as saying the highest seed or host, because there's certain things that could happen in people's home arena. Here's a wide open dunk by Edwards.
Quick rest. So
third foul indeed.
Yeah, Steve Lutz will have him down the stretch.
And get ready for some free throws. 18 fouls on SMU, 6 on Oklahoma State.
Newman guarding Oquendo.
Here's Edwards. Floating runner, yes. And
pay attention early is just to see which team comes out with a lot of energy and wants to be here.
A little touch from Jacob Hudson off the mark. And the drive from Edwards made a man miss, and SMU gets over. North Texas has defeated Furman 75-64, so second round set with North Texas hosting Arkansas State. The Super Pig is up the road off I-35 in Denton, Texas. 41-35 lead for Northern Iowa, but a nice one. Jacobson's had to shift over, play a little more point guard after Northern Iowa lost R.J. Taylor early in the season.
And those are sometimes unsung heroes. You know, you giving him a little bit more experience at the point guard role with their starter point guard going out, understanding that he has to step up and be that guy for that team.
3 on the shot clock. Edwards recognizes off balance drop.
Implemented that into this Northern Iowa team, just being not scared and understanding that he can compete with anybody out there on the floor.
Edwards quick the other way, weaving through traffic in the finish for B.J. High-level basketball in a matchup of the ACC Missouri Valley Conference. Edwards second chance, and SMU takes a. Edwards bringing it up. It's a confident young man. 10 points for him. Cross wants it. Back to Edwards. Edwards on Schmidt. 12 points. Taking a 15 seed to the Sweet 16 back in 2013. This is his time of year. Harris crossing them off. Edwards, stay hot.
Point lead. Shefflin. Whoa. Too hot for Zachary to handle, and Edwards will finish. Spins in for 2, and another hot start for the Orange.
I love when Eddie Lampkin gets involved, that he brings great energy. He talks a little bit, but he's just kind of a fun-loving guy. You can tell that the bench feeds off of his good play down low.
First 5 for the Orange. Here's Ugatolu. Miller, the transfer from Wake Forest, zips it into the corner. Harris passed up the 3. Edwards will hit it.
All right, great example.
And then Tibet Gorner, who is the 3 right now at 6'9". So it's a very big lineup for Andy Enfield. Edwards around, Carlos to the rack.
Or even this tournament, this is a guy who's got tremendous potential, and he's still very raw. He needs to play games. He needs to just get a great feel for how to play with this group. I think Andy Enfield could do good things with him.
Edwards Jr. steps through. He can't it. And then SMU Edwards gets down the floor ahead of everybody for the layup.
You see that?
To contribute for this Florida State team.
Tie game, 3-ball, rattles out for Harris. He's had the hot hand early. Offensive rebound, finger roll. Is there for Edwards from way outside.
That was from the Tara Vanderveer logo.
Cross can't answer back. Traore grabs the second effort. Ugatolu. Harris works it. Edwards on a sidestep and a bullseye.
Great job.
SMU has 13 second chance points in this game. Moreno has it knocked loose. Mustangs on a fast break, and Edwards lays it in.
Now don't look now.
Cross driving in the lane. Good defense inside by Monty Sissoko. And a finger roll there. The top 15 teams in the conference make the conference tournament, so the Bears equally as motivated here tonight to get a W.
Certainly don't want to
deal with the unfortunate embarrassment of missing that postseason tournament. They're going to have to get a
loose ball as Mahoney coughed it up. Edwards the other way, slows down, tried to draw contact. Same record as it was a couple hours ago, but they've dropped the spot according to Joe Lenardi.
Come on, Joey Brackets. He's on the East Coast. It's late. He's grumpy. You know, he'll probably get up in the morning, have some coffee, and get the Mustangs right back in the mix.
I didn't know he actually slept this time of year.
I'm going to give him a text in the morning and see if we can straighten this out.
BJ.
At this point, Cal definitely willing to trade threes for twos as they're trying everything to catch up.
It's the fourth made three on 15 attempts for Cal. Edwards stops and pops. He answers the bell.
For SMU has been pretty effective.
Intercepted. BJ Edwards.
There's Foster scoring. His first points, Dan. Since he had 3 last week at Florida State, he had 4 against Carolina.
Well, he is a guy who knows how to play West. He can score inside. He's a good rebounder.
11-point lead for Clemson at 23-12. That was the Tigers' first 2-point goal. There's a drive and score for B.J. Edwards. SMU looks for the lead again.
SMU's ability to keep Clemson out of the lane has really discombobulated the Tigers' offense.
Yep. Edwards on the drive. Got the roll. He got another one. He does. A career-high 5 threes for Jaden Zachary in the first half. Back to a 6-point advantage for Clemson. Cross quickly to the foul line. Edwards trying to size up Shefflin on the drive. Right-hand score. Boy.
He just lost his patience in there, grabbing him one way, then the other, and finally Colbert went down.
First on Zachary, second on Clemson in the half. 15 to shoot for Edwards. 3 over Chase. Hunter is good. Terrific.
This big Clemson defensive backcourt.
Out of the corner, Ambrose can't hit it. Rebounded Edwards, back up and rejected by Wiggins. 4.5 to go. Edwards from the left wing, a 3. Muhammad starts for the 5th straight time, and Tay Davis in traffic couldn't finish, and the rebound for the Mustang rebound leader, and that's Matt Cross. And on cue, here's B.J. Edwards.
See, Matt Cross did a great job defensively against Tay Davis. That's one of the things that Michael Shrewsbury said he wanted to see his guys get into the paint.
Quick shot, Edwards in front, got the friendly roll, 2-0. Alaco step back over Oquendo. Front rim miss. And here's the transition off the rebound. And look at B.J. Edwards go to the basket and score. Second points for Edwards. Infield here in year 1. Serta missed everything. Under 10 to play now, and the Mustangs again on the attack. Seemed like that's been a common refrain tonight for us, huh?
Well, you know, we got to give the Mustangs a lot of credit. They haven't let up at all in the second half, even though.
Now he's already ahead of the game as far as offensively. When he starts to work on his agility, rim running, he's just going to be that much better and that much more appealing to NBA scouts.
B.J. Edwards playing the point tonight without Boopy Miller. Miller sitting out with a foot injury. Here goes Edwards. High off the window for shot clock. Harris splits the double team down the lane. It opens wide up, but he can't make the layup. B.J. Edwards, though, can.
To be active.
Eric, that's the second foul on Efton Reed. Cross sets the screen. Edwards guarded by Harris. Great patience to get him, whose twin brother waits on the bench to come in. Austin from the corner, no.
But that's good offense from Pitt. Baseline drive, baseline drift from Austin and getting there. And that was a good shot. You can live with those.
Pass deflected by Austin. B.J. Edwards tracks it down and attacks. And the nifty left-handed layup. Then they suffered that really bad quad 3 loss at home to Virginia. Pitt turns it over, and here comes SMU. Edwards back to the left hand.
The streak continues. I think that's 19 games in a row that he's hit at least 1 3. Mr. Austin.
Well, Zach Austin might wind up being the second Pitt Panther ever to lead his team in both three-pointers made and block shots. Mo Gee did it.
A little while, it's hard for him to match up physically, and he's allowing himself to get kicked out. As he gets older and more mature and get used to this, he'll get deeper positions.
Oh, Edwards used the screen from Yigatolu, and the Virginia Tech
back.
Here's Edwards, second season with SMU, transfer from Tennessee. Serpents inside.
They only played 6 players today in the win. Tough take, and it falls off the rim, no good. Poopy Miller, the blow-by, kick to the corner, the extra pass. Here's Edwards, flying to the rim for 2. At only 20% from 3. Stolen away, Reynaud can't even catch it. Denying him the basketball, and B.J. Edwards cashes in on the up bubble. Joe Lunardi has them next 4 out. They're at home, and they have played possess. Stolen away again, Edwards right to the rim for 2. The dynamic duo with Wilkinson in the backcourt.
I'm not expecting a lot of shot clock issues here tonight. Both teams are going to go up and down, and it's going to be about making shots because of
Poopy Miller in attack mode. He always is, it seems. Another offensive rebound leads to 2. Beach the easy offense. That's what they got there. Edwards, tough take. Follows his own miss and cleans up his own spill.
He has played well, and it's sort of ironic without Stojakovic how the ball is moving and what a role Petritis has played in elevating his play.
Edwards hits it again, back-to-back. Blacksher, the blow-by, but no finish. Up ahead, Edwards. SMU starting to run and gun. This is Nat Cross last. Won't review it right now. With 9 minutes still to go in this second half. SMU shot 50% from 3. They haven't hit one in the second half. They've gone inside.
It leads to a run out, but Miller missed with a left hand. Edwards. Cross, tell him to.
You would go for an official review on that?
I think you just threatened me on national television. B.J. Edwards.
Different role, and he's doubled his production and up to double digits and second on the team in assists as well, too. So doing a little bit of everything for this team.
Kenai Ruth with an easy 10 points, 5 rebounds so far tonight. B.J. Edwards since 2016-17. Dennis Smith Jr. for the Wolfpack.
It's really impressive clinic. You know, you can pick many words. It was just a dominant performance by him. He set the tone.
TC at 44%, but hasn't found the range so far tonight.
They're going to need McNeely to make threes. He's got some good looks. He's just got to put it in the basket.
McNeely 0 for 3 tonight. That one rolls in at SMU.
It becomes a different type of game because of the possessions and the pace of play is favoring Virginia.
McNeely lid continues to be on the basket for McNeely tonight. 1 for 8 from the field. Oquendo. Kofi slowed him down. Virginia digging in on defense inside of 9 minutes to play here in the second half. Edwards weaving through chain traffic for two. Virginia will try to slow things down here for SMU as they bring it across half court inside of 30 to go. Kick to the corner. Edwards for three. He's got it.
Every bit of it.
Then he blocks Mutombo. SMU, having rattled off 8 straight points, has the basketball again.
And that's a great sign for SMU. They were kind of disappointed in him in the last game because he had no blocks against Carolina.
Edwards. This is a game that will keep SMU on the bubble. Joe Lunardi has the Mustangs in his next 4 out. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech could use a win here today to help further its cause of getting onto the bubble. Edwards, the bucket plus the foul. What do the Yellow Jackets have to do to chip away at this thing, Theo?
They have to not do that.
Yeah.
They have to win the first 5 minutes to even have a chance.
Turnover number 6.
Georgia Tech making a little run.
Igutolu stays in the game despite having just picked up his 3rd foul. Edwards working on Terry down the left side of the lane, and he lays it in. SMU in the second half, 23-20.
The difference of the game is turnovers. SMU just...
Senior from Atlanta. Of course, his dad, the late Dikembe Mutombo, coming back home to Atlanta was a big part of the reason why he transferred from Georgetown to Georgia Tech. Edwards earlier this afternoon, Theo, but Iowa State escaped. Somebody is going to pull another upset today. You can just feel it. And that Georgia-Oklahoma game coming up, scheduled top of the hour here on ESPN2, will get you to Athens run. Yellow Jackets have really never been able to make a push. Another steal for Edwards. He throws it down.
He's going to try to take it to the goal.
Seth Trimble back on the floor. He's missed the last 3. Had 5 straight double-figure Duke Withers. Igutolu couldn't get there, and he got blocked by Cross. Terrific play by Matt Cross. Miller and the Mustangs in transition. Cross winding into the lane. Kick for Edwards. Baseline runner is good. B.J. Edwards, second in this ball game. Cross the turn and the hook with the right hand. Slapped out by Washington. Recovered to Cross. Edwards in traffic against Washington School.
We saw early in the first half that half-court offense.
Yep. Davis on a ball screen. Tried to feed Bennett and Lubin. Turned over. Here's Edwards now on the break. Withy and Jackson defending and scores.
You force turnovers, you get transition baskets. Wes, one of the things that's been going on here recently, these skip passes by North Carolina have not been really well executed. Guys having to jump to catch the ball, not really in shooting position.
Edwards rolls in his 5th field goal.
SMU that last time showed a little bit of a zone. Best way to beat a zone is to have a guy right there in the middle. Duke had flag hovering right there in the middle for that mid-range shot. Edwards to the bucket, and that's goaltending.
Christmas outside. Luke catch and shoot. Comes up short for 3. One-handed rebound by Tucker. Spins on Colbert. Can't finish. Traore, the emphatic rebound.
Nice move. Great effort continuing for Tucker for the Lancers.
Last non-con game of the year for SMU. Same story for Longwood as Edwards from deep. 4 of 4 from the free throw line in his best game as a Mustang. John Little alongside Jim Howler and others, and it's knocked away by Edwards flying to the rack.
How about B.J. Edwards up top?
Shots for 3, money for Emmanuel Richards. He has knocked down 2 threes in this game. He's got 11 points.
Yeah, beautiful kick out there by Ty Luke. Used that quickness to get into the paint. Got the kick out beautifully.
Correction, he's got 12. That's a new season high. As Edwards, the skies part for B.J. Edwards.
picks up the dribble, 3 to shoot. Collins, that is a heave from the corner, rebound down across. That's a nice defensive sequence there for SMU.
I'm going to tell you something, the energy to the right of us is off the charts for SMU or coming out of high school.
A great upside. He has found a home, you would think, as a starter with SMU. Oquendo hesitated for a moment there, but
opportunity is against the LSU Tigers.
And they have outscored LSU 20-6. Now B.J. Edwards with another throwdown.
Lou has already gone to the bench, but SMU has settled on this lineup, and they really like it. B.J. Edwards
in the lineup. It gives him ball handling and decision making and playmaking on every single possession. A rare turnover there.
But a frequent stealer, third in the conference. 8-point lead for SMU matches their largest. Step back 3, Matlock to keep his team in it. Over the top. Here comes Boopy Miller. Long pass ahead. Edwards lays it home on the full court heave. Defensive play by Tyler Mack, knocking it out across his hands. In transition, Amar Knox retreats for 3. Hard off the heel. Knox not a great three-point shooter, just 22% over the course of his career. He has knocked down a couple in this game. SMU controlling an 8-point advantage. Edwards, baseline. Edwards trying to wrap around a pass. Does it himself instead with the baby hook. 8 points. SMU can still do what they want to do with him on the floor, even though he's not a stretch 5, if you will.
No, absolutely, but he's a mobile 5. He's a guy who can run, he can jump, he can play above the rim. He has great feet, great hands. He can move with the best of them. And again, that's the reason why he might not see a 4-year career here at SMU as he continues to get better.
And this one rolls in.
I like Okafor. He is a 6'9" space eater, plays the game the right way.
Edwards knocks down the corner.
He then admonished him, and so did the entire staff, that it's right there when they finish possessions. They've just got to secure the kill by ending it with the defensive rebound.
SMU, 9 of 28 from the field, inside of 30%. They have not shot it well. Oquendo kicks. Edwards around the shot fake, hangs and watches the floater settle in. Often been unhappy with the way his group has responded the night after a 2-point win over California Baptist. Igatolu back to Edwards. Into the paint, and he finishes off the glass. Edwards off the side of the glass, gets it back and puts it home. Team high 13 for Calmise. Only the second 2-point make in this second half for Washington State. Edwards turns and flips it in. First start here for SMU. And a steal for Boopy Miller.
Good pass.
Hit ahead to B.J. Edwards. And a quick time.
On every pass.
SMU, 10 of its first 20 from the field. 5 of those makes from the outside. Back into Igatolu. Up top, Edwards wide open for 3, and he puts it in. Shot. Previously at Northwestern State and LSU in his home state of Louisiana, native of Shreveport.
Nice play by him. Points in the paint for them. Still down 6. The 3-point shot is the difference.
Shot clock into single digits. Edwards turning around and floats it in.
That is beautiful. He stayed on the glass. Got some deflection, got his hand on the ball for Johnson to get that layup.
Edwards takes it downhill, and it bounces home. 11, the lead grows back to double figures inside of 3 minutes. Daniels turns it over, cross there for the steal. SMU has numbers, and Edwards lays it in. California Baptist still looking for that first second half lead. Poked away, Edwards the steal, and the slam.
A little zone right now from the Lancers.
Late in the clock here for SMU. Edwards off 1 foot, puts it in. The teardrop.
Hubbard on the drive. Great at shooting threes, but also getting to the foul line. Cross pulls away the big board, and SMU has been great on the boards this season. Mississippi State, normally a great rebounding team. They've struggled a little bit in that respect early on this season, simply because they're not as big as they normally are. Edwards rocking the baby to the cup, off the glass and in.
He played at Penn State last year. Terrific player there.
Almost 17 points a game last season for Clary, who can definitely score. It comes off here. Harris around Clary on the pick and roll. Giga Tolu, who's an excellent distributor. No look pass, extra pass. Edwards three, yes.
That's what those things need to ignite their offense once again. It's become kind of stagnant in the last several minutes.
Long way to go. What kind of adjustments defensively do you think Mississippi State has made?
Well, they're just doing a whole lot better job on the screens out front for one thing, but how about
test for them, and they played very well in stretches. Coach Enfield really wants them to play 40 minutes. You pull up at the rec center at the Fondy, you might see Coach Smith still giving work in the summer. He's done it for a long time. I don't know if he's still retired officially yet, but
well, at 55 years old, what did he tell you? He is still waiting for that call.
Yeah, I was just about to say that he's still waiting for that call. He says he can make a couple threes in the NBA. Somebody give him that look.
You can never have too much shooting. That's what I've learned. Edwards backs his way in for SMU and hits a baby hook.
Polite trying to get it with the left hand, couldn't get a good angle.
Yeah, so much size inside by SMU. Those shots that seem like easy shots normally are not so easy against this length.
BJ Edwards makes his way from one side of the paint to the other. The biggest scoring output since 106 against Memphis back in February. Edwards goes down that right side of the lane, turns around and hits. Sizono trying to get inside, pushing it out to Miles Jones. Short on that attempt. Here's Miller feeding Edwards. Mustangs back ahead. Three. Giles playing some good D, but on the second chance, it's Atwell looking for space. Picked off by Edwards. Edwards and Atwell. It's BJ Edwards winning the boards. Giles short. And Miller comes down with a rebound. Edwards. Good. 17.
So Milton Matthews has 5, 8 for Sterling Young. They've got 15 of the 19 here for Florida A&M. Offensive rebound by BJ Edwards. Late in the shot clock now. That is now where FAMU wants to be. And Aquendo takes it away inside the lane. Quickly up the floor. Edwards flying for 2.
Switchable defenders with speed and length. Cover so much ground and get so much activity. Another turnover forced for transition.
And Miller in the open floor. Sets up George out of the corner. And A.J. George Matthews from the corner. Rains home a 3. He hit more than 200 threes over the last 2 seasons for his head coach, and he's starting to do the work here at FAMU. What a move by Edwards! Glendale, Arizona, before starting his career at Auburn a few years ago. Going glass off the mark by Chris Impaka, getting the start inside for Tarleton. And here's Boopy Miller on the move, setting up B.J. Edwards, canning the 3. The 3 launched by Boo Boo Benjamin is bottoms.
Well, Boo Boo Benjamin is a 6'7" sophomore. Coach Billy Gillespie thinks he has a bright future.
Miller gets cut off on his drive. Keon Ambrose Hilton, the high motor big, looking for somewhere to go. He finds Edwards. Edwards backing his man into the paint. Going glass for 2
shots. That's part of their game plan.
10 3-point attempts, 13 2-point attempts so far for SMU. Edwards takes it away. This will be a 2-point bomber in his time at St. Patrick High School. Matt Crass is going to do a lot of that for Tarleton over the years. Miller sinks the defense. Edwards has an open corner 3.